are a close-knit family. Today is
November 5th. 2018.
Oh, we're going to do this together?
I know,
and this is episode 30.
We are a knit cast from Armstrong in the North Okanagan
area of British Columbia, Canada. Following Mike's adventures... I lost you.
Yeah.
Following Mike's adventures as a newer
knitter. New knit.
And
knitter.
Our
ongoing yarn and knitting addiction.
Yeah. It's real. It's real.
Yeah.
All right. Hi. Welcome
Hello.
back. If you've been visiting us before, welcome. If you're new and just seeing us for this, oh, here I am fiddling with this. This is Downtown Line by Johi Locatelli.
The knit along you finished.
Did it on, what was this? This is Lolo Did It.
Mm-hmm.
The green is Fortunate Son, and the gray is...
I just noticed that the color fades.
That was the wrong way around.
I just noticed that it goes from solid green to...
Oh, you just noticed that for the first time. Isn't it pretty? I love this design.
It's very nice.
Yeah, I love this design. Yeah, so Downtown Line by Johi
Locatelli.
I'm sorry, Johi. Oh my goodness. Johi Locatelli. Yeah, the green is Fortunate Son, and the gray, I want to say, is Naked Hippo from Lolo.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
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 So they're very, yeah, I really love these yarns. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
Yes, indeed. So.
This has been very rushed.
Yeah, I can, well, yeah, we meant to film last night, which was going to be late anyway, and we've been very rushed anyway, but then you had a callback.
I was at auditions.
Yeah. And then then tonight I just came home from work and I was like, Kate, let's record! And
I was going to actually go out to knit night, but now we're recording instead, so that's good. I may still get to knit night, I just might be late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? The funny thing happened. Well, I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Of course, I think lots of things are funny.
I do too.
So yes, the audition last night. So we were doing, sort of like scenes, group scenes, and people were taking turns and stuff. And, and so I'd gone up and I'd done this scene, and I came off the stage and I sat down and I had my knitting with me because sometimes you're sitting, and of course I can knit and still pay attention. But as we sat down, the director was calling the next people up onto the stage.
Yes.
And so I turned to the people behind me and I said, I didn't hear that. Who did she call up? And they said, no, you're fine. So I was like, okay. So I sit and I'm getting my knitting going, and there's like 6 people up there, getting ready for the scene to go. And I'm sitting and knitting, and then someone says, okay, who starts that? And then someone said a name. Yeah. And I'm looking up, and then all of a sudden it was like, Sue, you're supposed to be up on the stage. I was like, oh, crap. So I stand up. Well, my feet were all wrapped up in my yarn.
Oh, no.
So I'm dragging my knitting and all my yarn down the theater aisle. So I get up onto the stage, and I'm trying to be really sort of nonchalant about it. Yeah, this is supposed to happen this way, right?
Yeah.
So I was standing there and I said, okay.
Trying to no-sell it,
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And we stand there again with nothing happening. And then I'm like...
It's your line.
Who am I reading? Oh, okay, good, got it. What page are we on? Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure enough. And then mine was the starting line, and it was just like, oh, could this be any more embarrassing?
I'm sorry.
Anyway, no, it's funny.
Okay.
I thought it was funny.
Sounds funny.
But it was me trailing my yarn, my knitting down. Man, oh man. Anyway, yeah, so that just came to mind because you said about auditions.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so winners
We have a winner from our giveaway that we started on our live stream, which was last episode. Oh, I just kicked the camera.
It's not like kicking the camera.
Do you feel included yet?
Sorry, my eyelashes are twisted.
Okay. So last week, like almost a week and a half ago.
Almost a week and a half ago now.
Yeah, we asked you folks to post in a Ravelry group thread about your projects how many stitches you had cast on.
It was one of our random giveaways, but we did it to celebrate our live.
Yes, we did. And I mean, we should also be celebrating episode 30.
30.
Yep. Episode 30. And we were looking for the person who had cast on the most stitches.
And
would you believe
my friend Vicky,
the woman who always wins,
won again.
Has won once again.
Oh, Vicky. So anyway, Vicky
did either of us note down how many stitches she cast on?
I'm thinking it was 70 something.
Okay. I was going to say 43, so.
Maybe it was 73.
Maybe
it was 58.
Maybe.
Someone had 58.
Okay.
But anyway, Vicky had the most. So she is getting this lovely skein of Color Adventures yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And a beautiful tonal gray, light gray. It's a lovely, lovely skein of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, so of course the question for Vicky is how? Vicky, how do you always win these things? So anyway, basically Vicky said that she enters like everything. And because of, it's not that she has nothing to do all day, but because of her job, she has periods of time where she's sitting in front of the computer and just sort of killing time.
Yes.
And so she watches either podcasts or she scrolls Ravelry or whatever, and she joins in on the giveaways or podcast things or knit-alongs that she comes across and finds. And
yeah, that's
the secret to her success. She enters everything. And in one case, she was telling me that like no one else, there were like 3 winners or something.
Right.
And none of the other winners responded to it.
Oh.
So she got her pick of all the prizes. So let this be a lesson to you. If you want to win stuff, you have to enter.
Yes. That's how it works usually.
And so yes, so Vicky will get her skein of yarn and some of Cool Camp stitch markers.
Yeah!
Woohoo!
Woo!
And if you're not familiar with Cool Camp stitch markers, go back about what? 8 episodes?
Something like that.
Would have been August.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And we're November now.
Yeah.
We're November now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
And yeah, so on that note, alongs.
Yes.
We have our ongoing sock along.
Yes, we do.
And just wanted to clear up some not misunderstanding. Well, misunderstanding. Ambiguity. Somebody had asked us that like, is this meant to be focused on donating things? And no, it's not. It is a sock along.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have knit socks between, I think it was about July 15th.
Yeah.
And December 25th.
Which is coming up pretty quick now.
Mm-hmm. And if you've knit a pair of socks, boom, enter it in the sock along.
Yes.
However, if you do choose to knit and donate socks to someone in need, take another entry.
Yes, post it again. Let
and
us know.
If you have been or choose to knit another article of clothing, a hat or mitts or something, to donate, you can enter that as well, because in the spirit of giving, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
And again, we're not all hung up on like rules.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, you know,
we trust you.
Yeah, we're pretty open to these things. And so more details on the alongs, the sock-alongs, if you don't know what they are, in previous episodes, or I'm sure we'll talk about it again in the future.
Yes.
Alright.
Alrighty.
So, yarn acquisition.
Yarn acquisition.
This is gonna be quite interesting, I think.
Is it?
I think.
You think?
Do you want to start?
Sure!
Because we've both been acquiring yarn.
Yeah, when perhaps we should have raided Stash a little bit sooner. So this'll feed a little bit into my whips. I was commissioned by one of my coworkers at one of my jobs to make some knitting for them, and I went out and bought particular special yarn for that. So I have so my yarn acquisition this week is the Ella Rae Rustic Lace. What does it say? New Zealand wool and silk blend. This is color number 20, Lagoon.
It's very pretty. So what did you... So if you recall, it's been a while since we've done this, but we like to share the knowledge. Mm-hmm. We want to be somewhat educational with our new beginner.
Yeah.
And so when we come across sort of our purchasing yarn, we'd like to know who's giving it to us,
yes,
making it for us.
Yes.
And any other information we can find out about them. So what did you find out about Ella Rae, Mike?
I was not able to find very much because everyone was saying the same two things and then going into, a whole lot of buzzwords about the yarn. So Ella Rae yarn is made by Leanne Prowse. Prowse, P-R-O-U-S-E. Prowse. One of Australia's top knitwear designers.
And this is lamb's wool. 75% lamb's wool, 25% silk.
Yep, and you're going to learn what I'm making out of this very nice yarn in just a minute here.
So that's it.
That's all I could find, other than a whole bunch of buzzwords about the yarn.
Okay. It's organic.
It's organic. It's made in New Zealand.
It's how do you say that word? Mulesed. I learned about that. It's a thing that they have to do to the sheep to keep them healthy so that they don't, die from fly strike. So flies like to lay their eggs in the soft, moist skin, and there is something that is done to the sheep by veterinarians usually to keep them alive and healthy. But it's something that is upsetting to some people. They feel that shouldn't be done to the sheep.
Okay.
So anyway, it's non-mulesed. Mulesed.
Okay.
And if you want more information about that, I think it was on the Fruity Knitting podcast when they're talking to that guy from either New Zealand or Australia. That was really helpful. I'm here for you. All right, so yarn acquisition.
That was my yarn acquisition. Now it's your yarn acquisition.
So I acquired some Juniper Moon Patagonia Organic Merino in this rust. It's a heathered. It's a heathered, rusty kind of.
That does actually kind of show up a bit, at least on our monitor. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, heathered.
It's called Cinnamon. So it's 100% wool. I've really been sort of looking these days for 100% wool and for non-superwash, because I've knit a few things now with the superwash yarn and it just loses its shape and sags out so much.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah. So 100 grams, 382 yards, 350 meters. It's 100% organic. It's non-mulesed. Yeah, humanely grown in Argentina. So I looked up some information about Juniper Moon yarns.
And you have a whole notebook.
Well, that was sort of on my next yarn. All right, so Juniper Moon Farm is located in Central Virginia.
Is it?
They were the first to apply the CSA Community... Oh, shoot, I can't remember what that stands for. Model to yarn and spinning fiber.
Okay.
They raised fine wool sheep and Angora goats. But their flock, the CSA flock, retired in 2015. So it is a line of carefully sourced and thoughtfully crafted yarns and feature fibers grown in Peru, Argentina, Nepal, and Italy.
Okay.
So there you go, Juniper Moon Farms. And I don't know, I keep coming across them these days, and I am forever going, that's what I want. That's what I want. And this is a fairly rustic wool.
Yep. I wouldn't call it soft, but it's soft. It's rustic.
Okay, I think it's
wool.
Gonna be kind of it's wool.
It's wool.
Yeah.
Why am I trying to use words when I can just say it's wool?
It's wool. Yeah. But it's not all soft and super washed and but it's also not
scratchy.
Like that would not bother me.
Yeah.
So my other yarn acquisition is this yarn.
Is green.
And again, I hope it looks better on your screen than it does on ours. It's more of anyway, it's a greeny yellow. It's Manos del Uruguay. Alegria Grande. And this is the colorway Spirulina. 75% wool, 25% polyamide. I believe it was 100 grams and 197 yards. Okay, and that explains this. Okay, I'm sorry. I went down the rabbit hole.
Down a huge hole.
With Manos del Uruguay. In the back of my mind, Manos del Uruguay was, some big yarn manufacturer in Uruguay.
Okay, but...
So, yes, but no. So, they are celebrating 50 years of being Manos del Uruguay. And they are a non-profit organization that was founded by two women who essentially said, what can we do to improve the lives of women in central Uruguay? How can we help? What can we do? And from that, the whole company came out of that. So everyone who works there is an owner. Like, there are no bosses. That's why it's a non-profit.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not like you work and the money goes to bosses. The money either goes back into the company or it goes to salaries or whatever. But it's not going to any one organization or person to line their pockets. They have 12 locations throughout central Uruguay where where the products are made. And so that's where what I just said, that explains why on their labels, so it tells you what location this was made in.
Oh.
and who the artisan was.
Oh.
Because it's all handcrafted, hand dyed, hand spun, hand woven, if it's something that they've made. They're a World Fair Trade organization.
Yes.
Over 5,000 women work there, spinning, dyeing, weaving. They have a little video on their site, like celebrating 50 years and talking about it all. But at Manos del Uruguay, we believe in responsible consumption. That's why we create products that are beautiful, ethical, and sustainable. Each skein of yarn is an opportunity to help a woman from the interior of Uruguay to raise her family. They were talking to some of the women in this video and interviewing them, and they were saying, you know, how this has allowed them to stay in their homes and in their home communities, and you know, have a
income, job.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not doing well with my words right now.
Me every day.
Yeah. How can we improve the quality of life for women in the interior of Uruguay? Artisan production was the answer. Yeah, inherited knowledge from mothers and grandmothers. Yeah.
You're on the Manos?
So I'm on the manosyarns.com website. It's all hand dyed, and yeah, each skein has the signature of the craftswoman who made it. And yeah, with the help of social workers, they worked to give women the necessary tools to organize production. Yeah, cooperatives, fair trade. Anyway,
Sounds pretty cool.
I was really, like, that made me just feel really good.
Feel all warm and fuzzy.
Feel all warm and fuzzy about Manos del Uruguay, because I really pictured it sort of as a big corporation that maybe employed people as opposed to what it is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
And that is why we like to try to be a wee bit educational as we go along, because who thinks to sort of look that closely into the things that we're buying, like yarn and that. We mostly just look at the color and the content and the yardage and then say, yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Woo. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you shown off your nails?
I'm not really that excited about these nails.
Okay.
But anyway, there's my nails.
Now that I've brought it up.
There's my nails. I tried to, put little poppies on them because it's coming up to Remembrance Day. Mm-hmm. But that's what's happening with my nails. Yeah, so that's that.
Manos del Uruguay.
All right. So, foes.
Foes.
Finished objects.
Yep. These are all my foes.
I finished my Tina's mitts.
Okay. Then you dropped it on the table too.
So those are my Tina's mitts.
That was a very nice design.
These were knit with from Jameson and Smith yarn. Mm-hmm. And my first true fair. I've been knitting color work for years, but now that I'm learning more about what is Fair Isle and what are all these things, this is my first true Fair Isle knit. Yep. I did make a couple of adjustments around fingers and the thumb and stuff. Just little things, just sort of for me. But yeah, Tina's hat and mitts. I will know who it's by in a second.
Tina?
No, they're made. Tina is her niece.
So, question.
Yes.
So we have these color bands.
Yes.
Is that just because you chose a yarn that did that, or is that part of the pattern?
That's part of the pattern.
Okay. I'm sure that was obvious to some of you, but...
That's what we're here for, to answer questions. Tina's mitts by... Terry Malcolmson.
Terry Malcolmson.
And she is a knitwear designer from Shetland.
Okay.
So no, that's sort of part of the Fair Isle thing.
Okay.
Is that you knit, these bands of color.
With sort of patterns on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even your background color changes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I did Stranded. I did pretty well. I kind of blew it. Where does it? Yeah. I was too concerned about getting gappy at the edges. And so I did end up with a little, I don't know if I'm not, I can't show it very well. But this is a little ridge right up here. Yeah. Because I pulled my strands too tight, but I thought they were going to be too loose, and
yeah,
that's what happened there. All right.
Alrighty.
So, whips.
Whips. So, as I mentioned, I was commissioned by one of my coworkers to make something for them. And it's meant to be a surprise for one of my other coworkers, but I happen to know that neither of them watch this podcast. So they just know that I knit. So my coworker asked me to knit for my other coworker. In fact, all I need to do now is bind this off and make straps for it. It's a nose warmer.
Now, didn't we just say, like, on our last one, just say no?
Just say no to nose warmers. But here we are. My friend commissioned me and said, "Oh my God, it's terrible. I need to make Ben wear it." And
can you make a bigger one? Oh my God, this is terrible.
Yeah, and it's gonna have a band. The pattern calls for a braided band that goes all the way around the head. I think I might just do a crochet around the ears.
It looks like a Barbie hat.
It looks like a baby toque.
It would go on like a Barbie or something.
All I need to do with this is cast it off.
Oh my God.
And then then do the thing. Oh God, did I write down who actually made this pattern? I did not write that down. My phone is being used.
And
No, I just it's a web page that had the pattern, so I just copied the important bits down and printed it out.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't think it matters.
Okay. Well, I credit where credit is due.
Okay.
Here is the creator for it.
Okay.
And
he's so good at that.
Yeah, because credit where credit is due.
It's like magic. I think I say that all the time. Look at me, my hair's in
So, I didn't work on the socks at all this week. I just didn't have time. I barely had time to do this.
No, you had a busy week.
I had a very busy week.
Well, that's why this was sprung on me, like, what's happening? Because, you've been, like, working.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my whips.
Okay, so surprise, I have a few whips.
Uh-huh.
The one that I have mostly...
Whip is work in progress.
Yes. Faux is a finished object. Whip is a work in progress. So so I'm working on a mystery knit along. So if you are working on
I haven't actually seen this yet. Well, I haven't.
East-West Cowl by Natalie V. Don't look at this. But anyway, so this is
Should I do the spoiler thing?
No.
Okay.
So this is a cowl. It's a mystery knit along, so I don't know what it's going to end up looking like. I think this is going to be kind of how it goes, but it's a really it's a very interesting construction.
Yeah.
I'm on clue 4 of 5 clues. We're getting a clue every like 2 days.
Yeah, something like that.
It's to be done in like a week and a bit. And so the other yarn I'm using for this is Ancient Arts Yarns. This is a DK.
Yeah.
Because it was there.
Yeah. The first one you were using was the Manos.
The other one is the Manos del Uruguay.
Yeah.
And this has been... Oh my gosh.
How do you put this?
You know, this is one of those things. I was just going to say I'm working on this mystery knit, and I wasn't going to say who it was or anything, because you know that old saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all?
Ooh.
This has been a really frustrating.
I was going to say challenging.
Frustrating knit. The person I would normally go to get, like, I don't understand this, what am I missing, was actually contacting me to say, am I missing something? This isn't making sense. And it's just, because it's a mystery knit, if it wasn't a mystery knit, it would not have been as much of a problem, because hopefully you would have had a picture.
Right.
Of the final object.
Right.
But, yeah, when we asked questions like, can we use a variegated yarn, the answer should have been no, but we were told, sure, yes, go ahead. But all of this section, this blue and this part, is textured, but because it's in a variegated yarn, you can't see the texture. Like, even up close, you can't see the texture. We knew there was going to be mosaic. That's my first time doing mosaic, and I am really enjoying that.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I like the mosaic knitting. There's been a number of people who just really struggled with understanding the instructions. Beyond the what yarn should I use and the fact that I had to rip sections out a couple times, it's been frustrating. It's been a bit like doing a test knit, and when you're paying for a pattern,
you don't want to be doing a test knit.
You don't want to be doing a test knit. So anyway, I'm gonna finish it because there are parts of it that I do like. Again. Sorry, don't take it personally.
Wow, it's 3 times in the last 2 episodes.
Okay, there are parts of it, that I do like, so I want to finish it and see how it's going to turn out. But if this is what it's going to be, if it's going to be this tube, it's going to be, I don't even know if it'll go around my neck.
Well.
But anyway, so we'll see. But that's what you get, right? You do a mystery knit along, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
So that's been taking up like 95% of my knitting time. And the only time I've knit on anything else is when I've been waiting for the next clue. And the first couple of clues, I wasn't able to do that because there was just too much knitting to do before the next clue came up. That's the other thing too, is I have the luxury of lots of knitting time.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody with a real job would be able to get this done. So.
Oh my gosh, it is textured.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so in between, and I think, but you can't tell because you can't see. But I think this textured section is mirrored in this mosaic. But you can't tell. You can't tell.
Not with your
So in between, I've been working more on my Disdero Ranch Land shawl. So my little green marker there is where I was, and that's that's moving along.
Ooh, it's a lot thicker than I thought it would. Sorry, it's a lot thicker than I thought it would be.
And it's gonna when we wash it, it's gonna bloom.
Like nice.
It's gonna,
That's very good.
Yeah. So there's that, and I also got some work done on my Balance by Kim Hargreaves. Oops, got my there we go, cable needle stuck through there. So actually quite a bit. So from that marker there up, and again, I'm really trying to be, if I find a mistake, I'm ripping back to it. But And I found a mistake that I'm not going to rip back to.
Oh no!
And it's killing me.
Where is it?
Because I have all sorts of safety lines in this, and every time I advanced my safety line, I would check it really carefully to make sure, and that somewhere down here, somewhere down in the bottom part, there's a boo-boo.
Oh no. Okay, maybe we shouldn't show it off.
And I found it the other day, and I just went, what? I'm not ripping back to there because I approve.
Don't bring attention to it.
I can't even find it now.
Don't bring attention to it.
Maybe I'll never see it again.
Maybe. Hopefully. Probably. Yes?
So that was really, that was sad.
Yeah.
When I noticed that.
Yeah.
So that's Balance by Kim Hargreaves. And when I get this finished, I'll probably be going whole hog on that one.
Okay.
And then today, just because I cast on another pair of socks. Because you can't not have a pair of socks cast on.
I mean, you can.
No, you can't.
But, no, you can't.
So these will be just like these ones. Except I'm going to do, and that's with Mud Punch yarn. This brown is, what's it called?
I don't know.
Oh! Okay, well anyway, it's a commercial yarn.
Okay.
I'll think of it eventually.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the blueberry waffle pattern.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but okay.
Well, I want to be able to compare side by side what, with a striped yarn, self-striping yarn.
Yes.
What does it look like when you put some texture in it?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. On the subject of socks, I was planning on doing like full-length socks because I would have these. If I stopped now, I'd have these balls of yarn left over with not really much left to do with them. But I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, okay, I need to finish these socks and then knit another pair before Christmas, and I'm probably just gonna cut it off and do some shorties.
Yeah. So where are you at?
They're in the other room.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, maybe 2 or 3.
But you've got.
Yeah.
You're about this far up the leg.
2 or 3 inches up the leg. So
that's perfectly respectable.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I think that's. Oh. So I forgot. Sorry. I'm going back to yarn acquisitions.
Are we?
So this yarn that I got from Juniper Moon.
Yep.
Is for my Fintry shawl.
Oh.
By Knox Mountain. So I'm looking forward to that. Now Brianne and I both got yarn for this at the same time, and we said, okay, we'll knit it at the same time. And then we're looking at each other. And it's like, don't cast on without telling me. And it's like, oh no, we're not competitive at all. Oh, so anyway, yes. All right.
Okay.
So now, Mike.
Hi.
What do you bring to the table?
Oh gosh. Well, you know, a couple weeks ago, I decided to not recommend a game. I decided to say, maybe pass on this one. And, well, this week I'm here to tell you, you should almost definitely pass on this game. It's so much of a pass for me that I don't even have a copy of it. And it is so ubiquitous in the board gaming community. I hate it. It's Cards Against Humanity.
Oh!
I hate Cards Against Humanity.
You used to love it.
I used to love it. And then I started playing other games. And it was like, oh, Cards Against Humanity is not good. It's not. Yeah, there's... now, okay. There are some things that I can like about Cards Against Humanity, and they principally have nothing to do with the game itself. But everyone knows Cards Against Humanity as the party game for horrible people, and it's just a horrible game. The main idea of Cards Against Humanity is you have a deck of white cards, which are sort of like things, and a deck of black cards, which are some line with some number of fill in the blanks. And a judge draws one of these black cards and reads it out for everybody. Everyone picks a white card from their hand to fill in the blank in an attempt to impress the judge and have the judge choose theirs as the best one. Okay, it's apples to apples, and it's for horrible people. So, yeah, my main gripes about the game, I'm actually going to link to an article in the description that says everything I could say here better. But if I'm going to summarize some points from that. Jokes are not plug and play. You can't just take punchline A and combine it with setup B and have it work. And the game gets tired very quickly. It actually has a surprisingly short lifespan. You begin to learn what works and what doesn't, and what you should be saving cards for and what you're using for. And just a lot of the content in there is just not funny. Like,
well, it's just meant to be lots of rude.
Well, okay,
politically incorrect.
Stuff. But okay, if I may for a second, is date rape the punchline to a joke or the horrible end to an evening?
I know.
Is the Jews a punchline to a joke?
Okay, I know. No, I'm saying the same thing, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really, really don't like it because it's likely to be someone's first experience in board gaming. And they're going to be left with that, they might be left with that impression. And I just, there are so many other games that you could introduce people with. And this is actually going to segue into my recommendation for next week. Because the Cards Against Humanity people have made another game. And I think it is leaps and bounds better than Cards Against Humanity. And if you're going to pick up one of them, you should pick up that one. But we'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
That's what I don't bring to the table.
All right. But Apples to Apples, I think, is a great family game.
Apples to Apples is a great one.
It's a great family game.
You don't have the pretense of setting up a joke and
Apple, Okay. So, that's what Mike didn't bring to the table.
Yes.
Okay. See? Emotions run deep.
I have opinions.
And I matter.
Okay.
All right, so events, Mike.
Events from around the world. I did the events from around this world.
I was making dinner.
Yeah, Mom was making dinner. So, on November 9th. Oh, I guess we should. Events from around the world.
World, Jazzy.
November 9th. It is the East Texas Fiber Fest 2018 at the Pickers Pavilion at 101 North Street in Lindale, Texas.
Be there.
Be there. And this one I grabbed because I'm still not quite sure what it is. But from November 17th to November 20th, it is the Crochet and Knit Cruise XL, sponsored by Knit Pro. I didn't write down where this is. It is somewhere. It's that's the boat. The motor. It's a cruise at the Wall of Fame. WOLL. This is Germany, Netherlands, that area.
Excuse me.
We're gonna stop for a second because the dinner's ready. So yeah, it's a cruise in the sort of Germany, Netherlands, Belgium's in there?
Mm-hmm.
Belgium area. On the motor passenger boat, the Fluvius. It's a 4-day cruise.
And knitting, it sounds like.
And knitting and crocheting, and it sounds like there's going to be a couple workshops, and it looked pretty cool.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So those are my events from around the world.
Okay. And I guess I jumped the gun with our winner.
Yeah.
We should have been announcing our winner right now. I'm still looking to see if I can find the event here. So yeah, I guess that is really about
it. So yeah, well.
Okay, I'm not finding it.
Well, it's November 17th to 20th. The Crochet and Knit Cruise XL. Yeah, so I guess while we have you here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Join our Ravelry group. Follow us on Instagram. When you join our Ravelry group, be sure to throw something in our Introduce Yourself thread, just so that you can introduce yourself and we can know we can know you're there.
And show us what you're working on. We'd
Absolutely.
love to see pictures of what you're working on. Oh, I'm getting closer. I'm up to the 11th.
Okay. The 11th.
16th.
I think it was the next page.
Where, this one?
It is at, of course, Hoofstraat 50, HOOFDSTRAAT 58.
Maasbracht, Limburg.
Maasbracht, Limburg.
Now, interesting. I wonder where that is.
It's landlocked.
Limburg. Well, okay, so it's not.
It's like a river.
Well,
cruise,
of course it's a river cruise. I'm just wondering where. See, learning as we go.
Yes, all these questions that I should have asked, and I didn't. But here we are.
All the learning. So, Mike.
Yes.
What kinds of things have you learned about, like, your knitting and stuff lately? Following on the, learning about things.
I'm learning about things. What have I learned?
To check your stash.
Check your stash,
when you only need this much yarn.
Well, I'm doing a couple of those. So,
Limburg. Southernmost. Oh, it's in the Netherlands.
Oh, it's the southernmost of
Well, I thought so, based on that whatever that other word.
Maasbracht.
Because it sounded like Maastricht.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I think it ends in Maastricht. Anyway, I have learned how to do.
We should totally go on that.
In however many days. I learned how to do stranded color work.
Oh, and Maastricht is its capital. I've been to Limburg.
Okay. Alrighty, well, I've learned, check your stash before you go buy a new yarn.
It's also a province in Belgium.
Oh!
So, because Belgium and the Netherlands share
a border.
And Maastricht is right.
Yeah.
Sort of on that. So, okay, interesting. So, who knows?
Who knows?
Okay.
Okay, well, like, comment, subscribe, join the Ravelry group, follow us on Instagram, and
keep your knitting close and your family closer. Bye.